Hey, what's good, y'all? It's Gabe Rosado along with Mi Gallo, Abner. We got a special guest, four-time division world champion, Mikey Garcia. What's up, brother?
What's up, Gabe? Always thanks,
man. Chilling, man.
Mikey. No, man. Thanks for everything. Welcome to the gym.
Oh, man, this is fire,
welcome
bro.
to my brother's new place.
No doubt.
We're happy to have you guys here. And,
no doubt.
You know, always excited to come and share and chop it up with all you guys.
Does this gym give you the itch? Like, you know what I mean?
I'm retired.
Listen. I just saw Pacquiao and Amir Khan.
Well, actually, it's April Fool's, bro. Have you not realized it's an April Fool? I think it's an April Fool's show.
I don't know, bro. Pacquiao's still really fighting.
I know he's going to fight Pacquiao, but I don't know
if he wants to fight. I heard he was trying to fight, but I heard it was a different opponent.
Thank you. Yeah, same here.
I had heard it was someone else. But that he for real is trying to fight.
Yeah.
Now it might be.
Who we talking?
I know. Can we say?
Let's go.
I don't know if I can say it.
Let's go.
The word might
exclusive.
I don't know. I heard it was Mario Barrios who he was fighting.
That's dangerous.
And that just shows you Manny Pacquiao. You know, even at his age right now, fighting a world champion.
Same.
You know, at welterweight. That's impressive, bro. You know, you gotta give him all the props in the world after accomplishing everything that he accomplished in his career, and he's still, you know, trying to do this.
Yeah.
That's just another fucking accolade that I don't think anybody else will ever see another Manny Pacquiao.
No,
I don't think anybody will see him.
One of the best, bro. One of the best to do it.
For sure.
Manny Pacquiao. Honestly, people get mad, but I'm gonna say it, man. I put him on top of Muhammad Ali and all them because, bro, I'm just saying, be real. This guy was a multi-division world champion from 106 all the way to what was it? 54.
54.
Bro, that's unheard of. You can't do that. You can't do it from a small weight class all the way to that weight class and still knock him out, knocking him down. You get me? So he's one of the best. To still be doing it, like you mentioned, that perhaps he's going to be fighting a young Barrios, bro. Come on, man. How can you not respect and put him up there?
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, man, it's wild, man. And the thing is, I saw his last match. It was with the dude in Japan, I think it was.
Yeah.
And that was a big dude. That dude was really touching Manny too. Manny was firing it back. So he still got that fire, man. It's crazy. I don't know if the Americana is going to be, if that's real, but I got Manny on that one. If it does go down.
I got Manny. If that happens with Amir Khan, because for years that was a big fight that kept coming around, never happened, but there was always that conversation of Manny Pacquiao fighting Amir Khan for several years.
Yeah.
So maybe they decide to do that now. I still got Manny. Got Manny even at this time of age. I think Manny still has plenty of power.
No doubt.
And Amir Khan being retired for so long now also, I think that'll help Manny. Either way, like I said, whether it's Khan or Barrios, it's just impressive to have Manny still competing at that level.
No doubt.
You know, at this time. And he just got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
You know, he's coming back.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other fighter that has been inducted in the International Hall of Fame and decide to come back for one more fight.
Yeah. Wow.
And when can you do that and then be re-elected? Like Hall of Famer twice, three times.
It's crazy, you know. But again, that just shows you know, the caliber fighter that Manny was. You know?
No, man, it's crazy, man. Look, man, we got this big event happening in New York, right? May 2nd, right?
Yeah.
And the way boxing is working out, man, with the streams. You know what I'm saying? You got Turkey Al-Shee making these big fights. You know, Times Square, man, that's crazy. Especially
never heard of.
Each fight, it's his own main event, to be honest with you, man. How do you think you would have fared the way things are happening now in boxing, man?
Bro, I mean, some part of me wishes this had happened 5-6 years ago because it would have globalized the sport that much more. It would have allowed us fighters to be.
We still would have been fighting, bro, making that money.
Money, exactly. You know, the money has been great, phenomenal. Some of these fighters are making way more than they would have ever made, 5-6 years ago. But then I got to remember that if I look back, 20 years ago, the same thing happened. You know, the fighters were not making the money that we made. We got help from social media. It helped us a bit. And we made more money than some of the fighters, from 10, 15 years before. But right now, in the current state, there's a lot more money, a lot more media, a lot more coverage. They're really globalizing the sport of boxing way more than it had ever been.
Do you think it's good and bad, or
I think it's good. I think it's really good for the fighters, especially because they're making bigger headway, bigger headlines, more money.
Yeah.
And so it's good right now for them.
I think it's good and bad.
It could be. I was gonna say that. Look, now
bad on what side?
It could be bad in certain areas, certain ways. Now, the angle that I could see it being a little bad. One, it gets oversaturated with YouTube fights, with fake fights, with exhibition fights. It gets too saturated with that it can bring down the fan base. It turns off the audience.
It comes down to just entertainment.
It comes to entertainment, really just WWE type of shit.
Yeah.
And so that could be one way that it could hurt, maybe. A second way that I can see it potentially maybe hurting, I hope it doesn't go that way, is if they monopolize it so well, where you got Turkey and Dana and everybody creating their own title, their own UFC version of boxing, where they literally dominate the sport that well that they eliminate the rest of the competition with the other promoters. And now there's no competition. They can pay whatever they fucking want. They can host the fights that they want. Now, for the fighter, that could be somewhat hurtful because now they're not going to be able to get paid what they're generating. Now they're only going to get paid whatever the promoter is offering.
For sure.
And that could be a way of hurting the fight, the fighter. I hope it doesn't go that way. Yeah. I hope it actually continues to grow and globalize it more and more and more.
Yeah.
I think the way boxing is like, it's always been like the Wild West. And I think that's what, I don't think no matter what, I think boxing will always stay true to its roots because I think that's what makes it big. I think, a lot of people say you got a lot of promoters. You got Matchroom, you got Top Rank, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to stay that way because do you think what Dana and Turkey is doing, do you think that's going to take over? You know what I'm saying? And then they put the kind of money that would up.
They definitely got the money behind it to actually help the sport and clean it up and do very good fights. They are promoting the best. Like you talked about this May 2nd event. Every one of these fights could be a main event on its own.
Yeah, for sure.
And they've done the same. Dude, they just had the Bivol fight. What was it? A month ago? A little over a month ago?
And Better Beef.
Against Bitter Beef. And they had title fight after title fight. Each one of them could have been a main event on its own as well.
They're trying to bring it old school. Sure. Like remember back then they were Don King parts,
days. Yeah. They used to have world title fight after world title fight after world title fight.
Yeah.
And that was great. So they can do that. And if they keep pushing for that and paying well, then I'm all for that.
For sure.
The only not doubt, but the only fear is that if they decide to change the game plan just enough to monopolize it and structure it a certain way, where I know it is a business as well. And I've seen it on both sides. I've been a fighter, but I've also been the business behind it. So I understand it is a business and a promoter doesn't want to just blow money. He wants to obviously make his money back. So there may be a moment where they start cutting back on how well they pay to make some of that money, back. And it's happened a bit with other promotional companies previous. Same thing with DAZN and Matchroom. When they first came on the scene, they were overpaying for a lot of fights. Yeah. And a way of that was the way they generalized or the way they rationalized that was it was an investment on their part. They want to overpay, but they see it as an investment because now they're going to attract more fighters to come on board. PBC did very similar. When he first came on, they were paying way more than any other promoter. So it brought a lot of fighters over to PBC. Yeah. And then eventually the market fluctuates a little bit and stabilizes it. And everybody's doing very well. They still paid more than other promoters, but they balance it out a little bit better for the company to be able to make a profit. Turkey and Dana and these guys, they may do something like that. But as long as they don't completely take over to monopolize it, I'm okay because it's going to be... There's got to be a balance. They're going to have to, the market has to adjust. Sure. And right now they're overpaying. Some of the guys that we've seen are getting paid millions and millions of dollars for fights that if they had been hosted here in the U.S., it'd be half of that, half of their paycheck.
And the crazy thing is that the fights over there, like, when I was Ramirez when he fought Barbosa and Zurdo fought out there. Bro, it was a card that if that card was in Vegas, it'd be stacked or Los Angeles. Yeah. Over there, it really wasn't. Yeah. So, you know, it's interesting, but I think it's playing the long game. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Hopefully, you know, hopefully things keep going well because we got a lot of fighters.
Yeah.
You know, and even though I'm not in it no more.
That's your brother. That's your family.
That's my brother. That's our business. That's our fighters. We want the best for them. I want to make sure that all of our fighters make millions of dollars and have a great career and have world title fights and then be able to retire well with their good money. Well, this is the opportunity that is in their hands right now.
For sure.
So let's take advantage. Let's go for it. I mean, I'm not going to dock anybody for taking advantage of an opportunity. Shit, good for you.
For sure.
It wasn't my time. I'm not there, but hey, it's okay. You know, I had my time. I had my career. And I'm happy with what I did.
Obviously, it's all about the money because that's why we call it prize fighting.
Prize fighting. You're fighting for a prize.
But then again, you know, I think fighters do want that audience too. So it's like, okay, you're getting the bag, but then you're missing out on the audience. And I feel like sometimes the audience can sometimes affect fighters.
With Ramirez and Barbosa.
Yeah.
You were at that show. Audience was not engaging, was not energetic, right?
Yeah.
I think that also might have hurt Ramirez, that he didn't have the energy behind it. You go to a big fight, you go to a big event, big venue, Madison Square Garden or MGM in Vegas or, you know, Cowboy Stadium. That energy is electrifying. Yeah. It does feed and it does motivate us as fighters. And when you don't have that, it could shut you down a little bit. It could, you know, turn you off. I think that's what happened with Ramirez a bit. The money's still great.
Yeah.
But you do miss out on the fans. Now, maybe we can get both. This upcoming event, May 2nd, I think that's going to be a great event.
For sure.
I think the energy's in it great. Yeah. It's in New York. Never before done.
Open to the public. Free,
exactly. Yeah. So I think we're going to be able to see that. Now, what does a fighter prefer? I think it depends on the fighter.
Of course.
It depends on the fighter's stage of career.
Yep.
Some examples early on, you got young, hungry kids. They obviously want the money as well, but they feed off of the fans. They feed off of the energy, and they want to become world champions. So they need an audience like that to help them fight even harder.
That's true.
But then you get to another stage of a fighter's career where he's already accomplished world title fights. He's already had big events, big fights.
Money made.
At that point, money just cares about the money.
Yeah.
You know, when you're looking at a kind of fight that's going to generate you $50 million, you think he's going to say no because there's not fans? I'm taking the bag. I already did the fans. I already gave them that. I already gave, 20, 30 fights to my fans. Yeah. Now let me be a little more getting greedy.
Yeah.
Let me be a little more selfish and let me secure this fucking bag.
Yeah, I thought about you guys as fans already. Early on in my career. And now
where do you think Canelo is at right now?
Canelo's all about making money.
All about making the money. Saudi. So he's already given the fans 50 fights. Where he's 50 plus made money, but he's also given the fans, big events, big memorable nights. This guy comes.
Mikey dropping knowledge right now, bro.
This guy, boom. Hey, he did. And he's accomplished world championship fights. He's been undisputed, 4-division world champion. He's done it all. He's not in boxing for any more world title fights.
Yeah.
He's in it for the cash. And if this guy is offering him a world life-changing kind of money, from what I'm hearing, you're looking at fucking $400 or $500 million. Something like that.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Give me that phone call, I'll come back to boxing, bro. Come on, bro. With that kind of money, you're coming back. Now, he's already accomplished everything. He could easily retire and he had a Hall of Fame career and great money. But if there's an opportunity to make $400 million, you don't care if there's 10 people sitting there. I'm gonna go collect the bag. Exactly.
Do you think these kind of purses would have ever happened if it wasn't for the way Floyd changed the game?
Oh, Floyd did change the game.
Floyd changed the game, bro. Shout out to Floyd, right?
Yeah. Oh, Floyd did.
Shout out to Floyd. Shout out to Floyd, bro. Because Tyson was the dude.
You had
Tyson was the one making $40 million fight. Yeah.
Different generations behind that. you had Tyson, then you had you still had you had the Leonards, you had the Tyson.
I think Floyd hurt and then it helped the sport. But go ahead, I'm gonna tell you why right now.
I'm talking just in generations.
Yeah.
You did have, like I said, the Leonard, the Hearns. Then you had the Tysons, Chavez, De La Hoya. But then comes Floyd.
Yeah.
And Floyd.
Those were prideful fights before. Fighters that just
it was the fight to be made. Trinidad,
and they fighting the best.
They fighting the best, and they generated very good money.
Yeah.
But then you get Floyd, and Floyd takes advantage of marketing.
Mm-hmm.
He was the Muhammad Ali, but in the new age with more media, more marketing, 24/7 shows.
He's the one that started that.
It changed the game. Because now he sold the fight not only to boxing fans, but TV. To everybody, casuals, women and guys that didn't know shit about boxing. All of a sudden, now they know boxing because of Floyd, and it generates so much more money.
And you see,
shout out to Floyd for that reason.
And the thing is, you see the influence in the young fighters and how much they take from Floyd just with the way the pad work, the way the pad work changed.
But it's all
he changed the whole game, bro. But listen, to finish, his thoughts and what he said. Follow up on that. I think Floyd added obviously and became he brought in a different type of structure of meaning of boxing. Why? Because the ones that used to benefit were the promoters back then. You used to make all the good fights. Have these guys fight, entertainment, who pockets all the money.
They kept all the money.
But now Floyd smart. Hey, I'm an entertainer. I'm entertaining these people. Let me make the money. How? Production, media, he had all the resources. He made this persona that it is a persona. The money Mayweather. He went from Floyd Mayweather, Pretty Boy Floyd to Money May. And bro, he changed the whole boxing world.
Yeah, he did.
To a good point. But then where I was going with, he also heard it too, because he kind of made it too perfect. To a point where he made it believe that you have to be a perfect fighter to be that fighter. You get me? Undefeated record. You can't lose. If you lose, you suck. And it started becoming that.
That's true. I do think people emphasize so much more on the undefeated record because Floyd promoted that so much that people feel that if you're not undefeated, you're not the best. Or once you lose, you can never be the best because you already lost to so-and-so. And I think that does hurt a few fighters. But if you really consider, the best, the all-time greats, the only one that went undefeated was Floyd.
Yeah.
Everybody else had losses. Everybody came back from losses to reestablish themselves as the very, very best. And
so that Castillo fight wasn't a loss now.
No, but you know what? The only reason why I feel like Floyd did perfect that and he promoted that but the thing is that the young fighters are not understanding that the pretty boy era.
Yeah.
That's Sean Bay Mitchell. That's Chop Courtney.
He paid his dues. He paid his dues to be where it was. And he became the money man.
Yeah, man. So I think somebody that came under Floyd and took some pointers off of him was Tank.
Tank Davis.
Now Tank and Lamont, very controversial fight, man. How did you take that? And what I mean, it happened. It's old news, but what do you think about when a fighter takes a knee? For me, that's all.
First of all, okay, I'm a big fan of Tank.
Yeah. I like Tank too.
I like Gervonta. He's a very good fighter.
For sure.
Very powerful. I gave him the fight. I thought he was gonna win the fight.
Yeah.
For sure.
I didn't give Lamont much of a chance. Yeah. I knew he's a good fighter, but
going into the fight,
I thought, well, Tank's gonna beat him. That's kind of the consensus around everybody. Yeah. But while we were there and we saw the fight happening, I'm like very surprised at how well and how effective Lamont was.
Yeah.
He was being very effective. Even though he was the one moving up in weight, it looked like he was the bigger fighter.
Yeah, he did look the bigger fighter.
He looked like he was the bigger fighter. So I was surprised by Roach, and big props to him. Now, in regards to that knee, I think if you talk to pretty much anybody that's been a fighter or that's deep in boxing, coaches, management, and fighters themselves,
the
ones that know boxing. A fighter takes a knee, that's an automatic 8 count.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's because you have your shoe untied or your hair's in the way.
You're looking for it.
Exactly. You take a knee, it's a knockdown.
Yeah.
Whether there was a punch right behind it or not, that's a knockdown.
Yeah.
Unless it was a slip.
Yeah.
And the referee clearly sees it as a slip. Okay, they'll call it a slip.
For sure.
But if you purposely take a knee or touch the canvas with your glove, it's an automatic knockdown.
For sure.
The people that claim otherwise, they don't know shit about boxing.
Yeah.
They haven't been in the locker room with the referee giving you the rules.
Yep.
You haven't been in a rules meeting the day before giving you the rules meeting for the rules for the fight.
Yeah.
So anybody else that claims, but it's this or it wasn't intentional, there was no punch, you don't know shit, because the rules state that if you touch the canvas with a glove or your knee, it's a knockdown.
For sure.
So to me, that should have been ruled a knockdown, which
then it goes
overturned the scorecard.
The decision, for sure.
And it would have overturned the decision in favor of Road.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's a rematch, so
regardless, I think that actually helped Roach.
Yeah.
Because now he gets a fucking rematch.
But the crazy thing is, here's the crazy thing.
It didn't really hurt him too much.
They say Tank, I don't know if it's real or not, but they said Tank was in line to fight Paul after.
Jake Paul, I saw Jake Paul.
I heard that too.
Now, my thing is this, right? How does that sit?
It doesn't sit well.
That's how he started this show, talking about entertainment.
How does that sit?
That's what it's going to come down to, brother.
It doesn't sit well for me. Yeah. And most boxing fans won't accept that.
Yeah.
How many weight classes would
what's he fighting? 168?
Okay, just tell me.
No.
175? What's Jake?
No, he's cruiserweight. His last
200.
The fight with Tyson, he was 220, 225.
Heavyweight.
He would have to move like four divisions.
So my thing is, how's that?
My thing is that it's happening now, brother. We're seeing Crawford against Canelo.
But my thing is bro, there's weight classes for a reason. So do we categorize that as boxing, or is that just like
they should have a different?
That's a different league.
Look, I
organization.
Think, I ain't mad at it, but don't call that a boxing match.
Yeah.
What I think they should maybe do, and this is gonna come down to the commission.
Yeah.
Don't sanction it as a professional boxing match.
For sure.
But that's where the commission has to come in.
Mm-hmm.
You can't sanction that as a legit professional boxing match. Go ahead and run with that. Call it an exhibition. Sell tickets. Fucking do whatever you want. That's entertainment purposes. Do it. But we will not sanction it as a professional boxing match. Doing that. And that's where it should do.
Fought a guy that came out of prison for 10 years.
Come on.
He got sanctioned to fight.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I remember there was certain matches.
The commissions were a lot firmer.
Exactly.
A lot firmer.
That the commissions would not allow.
Yeah.
If you came off of a loss, you would not be able to fight for at least like 3 months.
If you got knocked out. If you got
knocked out, if you got stopped, if you got knocked out for your last fight, you wouldn't be allowed to fight for at least like 3 months.
Yeah.
And then when you did come back, it had to be, somewhat of a certain caliber. Or else they wouldn't sanction them.
Mm-hmm.
You got a guy that was a world champion. He can't just fight anybody. He had to be a top 10 contender.
Mm-hmm.
It had to be somebody that was live and active. Recently, they've been too flexible.
Yeah.
Because of the business that they bring behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where the commission needs to be a little more firm and more just more strict, bro.
My thing is this. I don't understand how baseball, Major League Baseball, NBA, NFL is all by one room. And why isn't boxing sanctioned by one commission?
That's
true. The commission in Texas ain't the same as the commission in Vegas, and the commission in Vegas ain't the same as the commission in New York. So it's just like, you know what I mean? When I first started fighting in Philadelphia, when you had to make weight the day of the fight, and then you fight.
I did that my first fight.
Yeah, that was how Philadelphia was.
I did that my first. I weighed in the day of the fight.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I weighed in the day of the fight, and we fought a couple hours after,
for sure.
And also, you might have done it. I don't know if you, Abner, because you were in the Olympic team. Was it 2012? 04? Okay, so
I'm old school.
Well, I didn't go to the Olympics, but the class that I was in was the 08.
Okay,
but I still got to do this in and maybe you did also, like say, because you were in the years before. The rapping They've always changed the rules on wrapping.
Yeah.
Every commission, every state is very different. But I was still able to get tape directly on the skin.
Yeah.
My first few fights, you were still allowed to get tape on the skin. Now, then they changed it to where you can't have tape on the skin. It has to be just the wrap.
Yeah.
And then you can put some tape on top of the wrap. And commissions are changing the rules all the time. Now, some fighters get hurt, some fighters don't get hurt, whatever. They claim that tape on the skin is more. It's called layering, and now you're more power on the hand. Dude, I like to protect my fucking hand.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to protect my hand. I had bad fucking problems with my hands because of the.
Well, we all know why that changed, right? I mean, because of the whole Margarito thing, right?
Well, okay. Well, this is even before that.
The Margarito thing was
plaster.
But I'm saying it changed after that, because before they used to let you do that. Because I still remember my first pro fight. I swear to God, my coach, he would take my wrapped already like cut like this, like from the center, and he will take it for the fight. He showed it to the commission. Yeah, and then he'll just throw it on and boom, just tape it around it.
Retap it a little bit. Well, my point is, like, you're talking about commissions all having one rule. Okay. Yeah. One of the things that I would like to have is the tape, the wrapping.
The same, yeah.
If the commissions would all supply you with, say, 4 rolls of gauze, everybody's gonna have the same fucking gauze, same type of padding. Make it from this and use this fucking tape. Yeah. That way, everybody has the same fucking rule. That's the easiest way to have everybody in unison.
And it could go deeper than that, because my thing is this: you got this fighter sponsored by this glove, this fighter sponsored by this glove. We all know there's certain ways gloves get made, and it's like gloves are an advantage. Gloves are an advantage too.
I don't want to mention the brand. But we know of a certain brand that will customize their gloves. To fit, and they still pass the limit, the 8 ounce or the 10 ounce limit, and the stitching, the thumb, but the padding.
And we won't say who, but I passed the glove, because we were on the same card. And I passed the glove to your brother.
You're like, look at this fucking glove.
Look at this glove. Your brother said,
like, what the fuck?
And the commission, literally, it was just leather. No padding, just leather. Shit. And Robert was like, damn. But the commission was like,
oh, it's approved.
It's approved. Fighting.
We're like, what
I'm like, okay, well, I gotta fight.
And the thing is, they'll give that pair of glove to the A side, to the champion, or to the fighter, because they made it for him. But to the opponent,
you'll get the same brand, but the pillow.
But the bigger fucking pillow. That's fucking bullshit.
Crazy.
You know?
It's crazy.
So like you say, we can take it to that next level where we all use the same, kind of glove.
Yeah, it's like the NBA. It's the same ball.
Make it unison.
It's the same ball. So why is boxing not the same glove?
So those are points that I do feel commissions should come together and have those rules. Now, other than that, when it comes to YouTube fighting and exhibitions and all that, don't sanction those fights, bro. Yeah. They're not sanctioned.
This should not be
Tyson, Jake Paul should not have been sanctioned. In my point,
for sure.
In my eyes, that should not have been a sanctioned fight. Tyson, Jake Paul was entertainment. Yeah. It should not have been sanctioned. And so goes for a lot of other fights like that.
For sure.
Commissions need to be stricter. Let's get back to being real strict about the fights. Yeah. Anything else could be exhibition, entertainment, go for it.
For sure, man. Mikey, man, life outside of boxing, man, right? You've been retired for how long already?
About 3.5 years now.
3.5 years?
October of 2021.
Wow.
All right, man.
I thought it was longer. Shoot, 3?
3 years. Yeah, it'll be 4 this October.
Do you ever miss it, or like you're good and you're like, I'm satisfied with what I did and that's it, or sometimes you're like, damn.
He'll come back for an exhibition.
I'm very happy with my career.
Yeah.
I achieved more than I ever imagined. I accomplished more in my boxing than I ever imagined. So I'm very happy with that. I'm happy with the team, my family, my brother, my dad, giving them and my family memorable nights, giving my fans, huge events, huge fights. I'm happy, bro.
Word.
I'm happy. But I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. I get that phone call for that kind of money that we're talking about. That kind of money that's life changing.
here?
Mikey? Yeah, he's right here.
Hey, turkey. You know, that kind of money.
You think turkey?
Hey, no. And all seriously, look, my brother and my nephews and everybody talks about, hey, you know, you should think about coming back. And I get all.
How old are you? How old are you?
37.
Okay.
Everywhere I go, my fans always asking about, you know, hey, why won't you come back? Because I left.
You left still. You left still.
I was 33.
You could have still been rumbling.
I could have been fighting. I was 33.
I'm sure everybody tells you that you left it too soon.
I left too soon.
I thought
you did. And that's the thing. Everybody says, look, you left too soon. It was too early. And also because I left without actually giving them like a farewell fight.
Okay.
So it kind of left that bad taste in a lot of my fans. And then even family, like, you should have given us like that farewell fight, you know, like a goodbye and announced it ahead of time and, you know, do that. But for me, it wasn't about that. For me, it's like, dude, I don't care.
Work. It was work.
I'm done. It was work. I don't want to do this no more. So I retired. Like I said, I'm happy with my career. I came in the ring maybe a year ago. Not here, obviously, but my brother's gym.
Yeah.
And my friends were talking shit that I was too old to.
You don't have it anymore.
I don't have it. Say, watch, I'm gonna show up. And we went to the gym. And on first day, I go in there and I do like 4 rounds. And then we go again 2 days later on a Wednesday and we do another 4 rounds with a different fighter. And these are top fighters. We did Brandon Lee and I did Rayo. Yeah. And then I did a couple rounds with some other dude. And I'm not going to be saying I was doing great. But I was able to do 4 rounds.
For sure.
I don't have the endurance. I don't have the condition, the stamina. But for 4 rounds, you know, experience. Even, you know, anybody, you or us can go in there and, you know, you kind of play around for a couple rounds and you do okay. Yeah. And we are sparring. Like I said, you know, we're not just playing, we're sparring. But all I could do was 4 rounds. So I came down and like, dude, why don't you actually train? Like, you can probably still do it. I'm like, I don't want it. I just came to shut you motherfuckers up. You know, that's it. A couple weeks ago, I came back here to bring my kids. And I started training my kids a little bit. And they're only 10 and 14 years old. And there's one kid named Emilio. He was only like 15. I'm talking, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago at the other gym. Okay. He was talking shit. So we go in the ring. Again, this was when he was only like 15 years old. And I didn't really spar. I kind of let him just, you know, throw some punches. Yeah. It was for fun. I come back and he sees me training a little bit. He's like, hey, Mikey, you want to go again? I'm like, Emilio, now you're a grown man. You're 22 years old. I'm going to fuck you up this time. I don't got to take it easy on you because last time you were a kid, I didn't touch you. This time I'll put some hands on you. Like, you don't got it no more, Mikey. You're too old. I'm like, all right, let's go. So we hopped in the ring. No headgear, no mouth guard. Okay, let's go. I put hands on him. Now, I didn't fuck him up like that, but I put some action. I had to let him know. For sure. And we only did like a round. But after walking out, everybody was like, hey, you still look pretty good. I'm like, well, it's, you know, we've been boxing for fucking so long. I had 42. You do it in your sleep, bro. You don't lose it overnight. Like, of course. But anyway, so regarding, you know, a return, I doubt it, bro. Yeah. I really doubt it. I'm happy with my. You said if they call you, and they so but say right here, hey. That's who else? We could have that conversation. We could have that conversation. Whichever camera right there. We could have that conversation. The right fight for the right money at the right location at the right time. Call me, I'm his manager. Call me. Hey. There we go. You know, we can always have that conversation. For sure. I'm happy. I'm traveling a lot. Yeah. Spending a lot of time with my family, with my kids, with my dad. I'll come to the gym and hang out. You know, chop it up with the guys. We'll go to the fights. We're going on Saturday to the fights, support our guys. You know, we were in San Bernardino for the show. I mean, I'll do all that. Yeah. And see, when we were boxing, we missed out on a lot of events, a lot of birthdays, a lot of holidays, special occasions, anniversaries, you know, because we're in boxing, because we're dedicated to our sport. We're in training, we're dieting, you know, boxing comes first. So we miss out on a lot of special events, high school, you know, prom, a lot of things. For sure. So now I'm just spending more time with the family. No doubt. You know, traveling with them and just enjoying what boxing is allowed me to do now.
Do you see yourself training fighters?
No.
Nah?
At least not right now.
Okay.
That's work.
Yeah.
And I gotta really dedicate myself to that fighter.
No, for sure.
Or else I can hurt his career.
Oh, for sure.
If I'm not dedicated, if I'm not managing well, or if I'm not training him well.
He's like his brother though. He's got a good eye. He's like he can mentally. He knows like when because I've seen him. I remember like I would see him talk to certain fighters that were sparring, and he will come and go to the corner and tell him, hey, like bro,
sure.
boom, boom, boom. Tell
I believe like I can be a really good trainer and I can be a good manager because we've done it. I've done it at the highest level. And we got the right, my brother and my dad, and we got the right team behind us to really do it. But again, I'm not going to do something if I'm not going to be 110% dedicated to him.
Sure, man.
Because I could potentially hurt that guy's career.
No doubt.
I don't want to do that. Now, even with my kids, I'm only getting them started, but I wouldn't train them. I would let Pita and Robert train them. I wouldn't be the one to take the lead position. I'll be around. And I'll be, giving guidance and maybe a couple phone calls here and there whenever needed. Some of these guys that don't have promoters, my brother has asked me to make a phone call, get them in line with certain promoters, certain matchmakers, certain network.
Yeah. And
I've done it. And we've done, a couple of phone calls because, again, we have the relationships and I can still do it. But I don't want to be working. I don't want to have a commitment to that fighter.
For sure. At
least not right now. Right now, like I said, I just recently retired. I'm still enjoying my time off with my family. Maybe in a year or 2 or 3, maybe I decide to go into it where I'm managing or training, and maybe I'll do it, but not right now.
No doubt. No doubt.
Let's go party right now, bro.
Let's go hang out, bro. I'm down for that. When we're in boxing, we don't go out. We don't party. We don't drink. We don't hang out. We don't go festivals. We're dedicated, bro.
I hate, this is what I hate when people from, that know us from boxing and they see us partying or drinking. Oh, you see Abner, he's drunk already. I'm human, bro. Like, of course, I got time, and why not? Exactly. But because they see you as the athlete, the boxer figure, but they don't know that you got an outside life.
My answer is like, whenever someone points a finger at someone, they don't they got to remind themselves that there's 3 fingers pointing, fingers pointing right back at them.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
So don't be pointing fingers at me or don't be calling me for things. When you should focus on your life first.
For sure.
How about you take care of your life, your family? What are your habits? What's your lifestyle like?
Yeah.
Before you call anybody for
most of the time,
look at this guy's drinking. Oh, this guy's over there partying. Or, come on, bro.
Most of the time, the people that say that or point fingers or are like that are because they don't have a life of their own. Sure. They're too worried about looking at other people's life, you know what I'm saying? Or they wish they could be doing that. And they're like, but hold on, I want to tell a story real quick. When I first came to RGBA and trained with Robert Garcia, I remember Robert, I asked, I did the whole meeting. I sat down with him, because we're all professionals. You remember that? Like, it wasn't just showing up, hey, can you train me? Like, no,
I remember.
Called Robert, like, hey, can you train me? Hey, show up. We had a conversation. And he goes, hey, Abner, I got to be real with you, bro. This is Robert talking to me. He goes, like, you party a lot, huh? I'm like, nah. It's like, oh, there's rumors that you, and that's when I was danger with Angel del Villar at the time. Sure. Like, I heard that you and Angel just party too much and that you're partying.
Yeah, that was the rumors around, conversation.
And if you do, like, bro, you gotta be strict, if you're gonna train with me. Tell him, coach, you're gonna see once I start training with you, I'm 100%. I don't do that. Dedicated. That's like after, you know what I'm saying? And I trained with Robert and he saw it.
Champion.
Yeah, it was crazy. But people think I have a misconception sometimes that we party too much. But we live our life.
I partied a little too hard sometimes.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that though.
Hey, look, everybody else.
It's a fighter personality in the sense of like when you putting in work. Is all
play
the
hard,
way. Is extreme.
Work hard, play hard.
So when you have your time to enjoy yourself, it's like that's not gonna last long because you don't have to go right back into camp.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So man.
Someone else's workout routine is our warm up.
Straight up.
They wake up at 5 in the morning. No, it's true. They wake up at 5 in the morning and they claim, "Oh, I woke up at 5 in the morning. I went to work out and then I'm killing it at my work." And your workout is my warm up. We know what it's like to work out. We know the dedication, the discipline. Real hard work. We're working out in the mornings. We're working out in the evenings. We're sparring. We're kicking ass. We're dieting. Your workout is my warm up. So don't talk to me about how fucking you do so well. Shut up. We know what it's like. So if I got some free time now and I'm enjoying myself with friends or family or a certain concert or whatever, I'm allowed.
No doubt.
I earned it.
Yeah.
You know, I earned it. I put in the time.
Yeah, you did.
I put in the time for many, many years. You got guys right now fighting, you know, big fights, making a lot of money, you know, at 18 fights, 20 fights, 22 fights, you know, and great. Congratulations, because you got there early. Shit, I had a total of 42 fights, you know?
Crazy.
And even though I took 2.5 years off during my career due to politics and a lawsuit, I still had a lot of fights.
Yeah.
So a lot more fights than a lot of these young kids are having right now. And they talk about, oh, I took too much time off. But I still had 42 fights.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So
but
I think I earned it.
It's a different era because that was a time where you kind of have to earn those spots.
Yeah.
Where now is like, you know, with politics, it's a little easy to put someone in a position.
Social media, politics. Some fighters get more opportunities.
Yeah. More
than what
eyes.
We did. We had to work our way in there, and then you had to be fucking knocking motherfuckers out to be able to headline a show.
No, for
you
sure.
had to fucking elbow your way in to show them that, all right, you deserve the spot. You deserve the opportunity. Whereas now, you got, again, guys, you know, YouTube with great followings, they're headlining the shows, they're making millions of dollars. You haven't earned shit in boxing.
Yeah.
You know, but because of your fan base, you're entitled to it because the fan base pays for it. You know,
sure.
So you got the spot, you sell tickets, you got the eyeballs. So yeah, okay, the network will allow you.
Social media is like a cheat code because it's like if you advertise yourself and you say
the right things,
crazy things, cause some controversy, it'll get you paid.
It is a cheat code.
Yeah, it'll get you paid, man.
Yeah,
but you know, I think it's a cheat code, but at the same time, I think it hinders a fighter's growth.
Depends on how you use it, obviously. Yeah,
for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's crazy, man. It got its good and its bad, man. But it is wild. Hey, y'all. Gabe Rosado, Abner Martins. Thank you, Mikey.
Thanks, bro.
Pleasure being at the gym.
Appreciate
at
you.
the RGBA, man. It was awesome, man. Make sure y'all tune in. Mi Gallo.